So the first Battlefield game that I played quite a bit was Battlefield Bad Company 2. Okay, that was 2010. I just had to look it up. And I did kind of enjoy the game, but I have to admit, and I understand this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, the first second I laid my hand onto that game, moved the mouse, I felt that it felt sluggish. It felt like, you're moving your mouse underwater. It just feels like there's an ever so slight input lag between you moving your mouse and what you see on screen. Now understand, I'm coming from Quake and later on then the whole Call of Duty franchise, so more on that side. And you might say, well, bro, that's just you, okay? You come from Call of Duty, so you're used to how Call of Duty feels, and that's why you don't understand Battlefield, you just don't get it. Well, if you Google any of the Battlefield games, right, and add the word sluggish, you do find quite a lot of threads, on GameSpot, on Reddit, on Steam community. Is it supposed to be like this? The movement feels laggy. It was a huge point of discussion with Battlefield 2042, up to the point where people even made like fixed tutorials and so on. Movement feels slow and like running through mud. It's exactly what I'm describing. It's not just me, okay? There are a lot of people out there who have the same feeling about how this game feels. However, this is not like a Call of Duty fanboy piece, okay? I'm not here to say, oh my god, Call of Duty best thing ever, Battlefield horrible. I just want to articulate these differences in these two franchises when it comes to the movement, the gunplay, and the overall ability just to control your character, right? Because I feel it's a significant issue, and for me it is the reason why I'm not playing the Battlefield games so much. I just can't get over how they feel, and I've given all of them a chance at some point and tried them, bought them in a sale for cheap or whatever, saying, no, the next one is going to be better, the next one is going to be better. It just wasn't. And let me add this is a subjective opinion. This is my opinion, my perception. You might think that the Battlefield franchise is the best feeling first-person shooter franchise out there. That's a fair opinion, okay? You have yours, I have mine. There is nothing wrong with either of those opinions. Also keep in mind, there's a lot of nostalgia involved. If you grew up with the Battlefield games, they are special to you. How could they possibly have an input lag that you didn't notice and all that? Same with me growing up with Quake and Call of Duty. There's nostalgia there as well. So again, I'm not trying to create like a Battlefield sucks hit piece or something like this. I'm just fascinated how these two first-person shooters can feel so different. And I think the reason for that is often overlooked, marginalized, not articulated, because a lot of how a game feels, how the movement feels, the gunplay and so on, is down to the core architecture of the engine. Okay, if you look at a Fallout game, you're looking at the Elder Scrolls games, they feel a certain way because they are based on the creation engine, how you interact with the world, how you move, how you wield items, how everything feels. Now, the Battlefield franchise, like most EA games, okay, is based on the Frostbite engine. The Frostbite engine is EA's in-house engine. They try to base everything they create on that engine. And having played all these Battlefield games over the years, I've kind of come to the conclusion that that is the root of my problem with the game, okay? This engine just feels like garbage in a first-person shooter. It's not a bad engine. Like, I'm playing a lot of Need for Speed Heat. It's a fun game. It looks great. It's a good racer. Even less tactical third-person shooters like Star Wars Battlefront 2 are fun on the engine. I enjoy them. The sluggishness doesn't bother me so much, but in the Battlefield games, in the whole franchise, it just doesn't work. Visually, it's incredible. Okay, you can cut trailers from the Frostbite engine material that you definitely cannot cut from the Call of Duty engine material. It looks phenomenal. It looks really next gen. And that is a great asset to have if you're making, like I said, racing games and so on. But when you want to do a highly competitive first-person, high-responsive shooter, you just have to acknowledge that this engine does not work. Ironically, EA is publishing Apex Legends. They published Titanfall. That game feels great, and you might say, well, that's an EA game, right? That must be Frostbite. No, ironically, that game is based on a heavily modified Source engine. So that's why Titanfall feels so great. If Titanfall would have been based on Frostbite, it would have been a catastrophe. You gotta think about it. Like, here's Respawn Entertainment. They want to make a game, and they're partnering with EA to make that game. And surely EA is like, so guys, cool, you're making a first-person shooter. Yeah, we've got a great engine for you guys. Why don't you use the in-house, free-to-use, fully licensed Frostbite engine? And Respawn Entertainment, with Vince Zampella, right, who comes from Call of Duty, they're like, no, actually, let us pay the licensing fees and let's get the Source engine on board. Or maybe they're like, we already started with Source engine. I'm telling you, that was a conscious decision from one of the successful creators of Call of Duty 4 because he knows that a first-person shooter on the Frostbite engine feels like you're playing with a freaking sponge. So they went for the Source engine, and they actually managed to get Titanfall to feel really, really tight. You can see they went for that hyper-responsive movement that came from Call of Duty, and they almost achieved it. I mean, look, it's not a direct copy, right? Apex Legends feels very different than a Warzone game, but just in terms of the input lag, they are both really, really tight, and they feel really, really good. You are in control of those characters, and that is just something, in my opinion, that the Frostbite engine cannot deliver. Now, let's look at Call of Duty. What engine is Call of Duty based on? Ironically, it is based on a super heavily modified version of the ITEC 3 engine, which is basically an early Quake engine. Now look at Quake, okay? I spoke about it briefly before. It's this super responsive -10 input lag kind of game. I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. Like everyone just looks at pings and wants like the best response time so you can get the best performance. It's a competitive game, and the engine is built around that competitive edge. Now they take that engine, keep the core responsiveness of the movement, the gunplay, and how it feels, and build the rest around it, right? New guns, new types of movements, wall runs and stuff. But you always have this very heart of the engine there that comes from Quake that just feels great. And that also answers the question why Call of Duty is never really changing to a completely new engine. Why don't they say, guys, this is an outdated engine. We're getting enormous file sizes with our Warzone installs. Okay, people have to download 180 gigabytes to play the latest Call of Duty. Also, it has visual limitations. Okay, the Call of Duty engine does not look as good as the Frostbite engine. So why not move over? The next Call of Duty, or the Call of Duty in 4 years, we're starting now, it's going to be based on Unreal Engine. Okay, smaller install sizes, better graphics. It's going to be There's a reason why Activision is not doing that, and why they keep insisting and insisting with every Call of Duty iteration on this old and outdated engine, and that's the movement. That is how the engine feels, okay? Because that's something you can't buy. Like I said, Vince Zampella with Respawn Entertainment, they tried to recreate the feel of it within the Source engine. They almost mastered it, but it's not as good as the original, okay? It doesn't feel as good as the movement in a Call of Duty game, and that's why I think for the foreseeable future, Activision and their developers, they're just going to insist on this engine. They're going to keep basing every new Call of Duty game on this outdated engine. We're going to get huge install files for all the Warzone iterations that are coming in the future, but in return, we get that original gameplay feel. And I get it, they tweak it, it's not always the same, but there are arguably like red threads that go through the movement and the feeling and gunplay of all the Call of Duty games. Anyway, guys, these are my thoughts, okay? These are my thoughts. This is my opinion, okay? I have an opinion. Again, you may have another one. You may think Battlefield is the best thing that ever existed. So please leave all that down in the comments. I'm going to read all the comments, and I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, really, because I think it's such a wide range of opinions about this stuff out there. And if you're an engine expert, because I'm not an engine expert, but if you have substantially more knowledge than me about game engines and you'd like to reiterate on some of the stuff I said, then please put that down in the comments as well. If you enjoyed the video, then please don't forget to smash the like button. I would appreciate it. It supports the channel. You can subscribe, hit the bell, do the things, and I'd hope to see you in another video. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, I'm out. Bye.